call to all spiritual warriors and light workers. Don't trust destiny. So this is a video response to TheRiffShaman. His name is Jordan. And in his video he accuses destiny of several things. But before we go into that, let's make one thing clear. This guy has never actually properly investigated what we are saying at Destiny. He has never been in the forums, and obviously he has never applied the tools that we have suggested by that Destiny has suggested. And this is the whole point of Destiny, is the tools that we're suggesting, the self-forgiveness and self-honesty, for you to see and realize how you have deceived yourself in this life with beliefs, opinions, perceptions, etc. So if you actually do not apply these for yourself, it will be impossible for you to have a clear grasp of what destiny is actually about, of what is the real message that we're putting out, and the results of applying it, because you simply haven't applied it. It's like asking somebody what you think of this chocolate bar, and the person just says whatever without actually tasting the chocolate bar. So that's what these people are doing. Anybody that is actually making videos, hateful videos, because they are hateful, the message that Destiny is bringing doesn't go in line with their beliefs, and they feel threatened by it, and that's why they attack it. So it's hate speech. If you do not taste the chocolate bar, you do not know what the chocolate bar tastes like. It is as simple as that. So this being said, this person hasn't applied it, has not lived it. The message that we have at Destiny is going against all his beliefs and perceptions and opinions. Obviously he will attack us because he's really feeling threatened by it. So for starters, he's accusing Destiny of being a cult. Now this seems like it has become a very sensitive matter, because I mean, it seems like we can't even agree on the most basic stuff. We can't live with our families, we can't live with our friends properly without always getting into some kind of conflict here and there. So this whole thing of calling Destiny a cult is obviously a lack of simply going to the dictionary and reading what the word actually means, and then see if that makes sense with what we are saying at Destiny. So if I go to the dictionary and I look at the word cult, it says a particular system of religious worship, especially with reference to its rites and ceremonies. So that's one definition. Another definition is an instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, specially manifested by a body of admirers. Okay, so the first definition, a particular system of religious worship, especially with reference to its rites and ceremonies. At Destiny, we are not worshipping anything or anybody. We are simply looking at things for what they are, and we're making the necessary changes in order for us to live according to the principle of existence, this being equality and oneness. So if you want to say that we are venerating equality and oneness, fair enough. But this is existence in itself, so we are venerating existence. I mean, if you want to say that, fair enough. But there is no ceremonies, there's no rituals, there's nothing of that sort in what we do. I'm going to say again, I'm going to read again the definition of cult. A particular system of religious worship, especially with reference to its rites and ceremonies. Doesn't this sound like what every religion does? Obviously it is. An instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing. That is what every religion does. They venerate God, they have their ideals, and they have their ceremonies, they have their rituals, etc., etc. So, for all the Christians, all the spiritual beings, light workers that are accusing us of being a cult, really take a look at yourself and have a look at the rituals and ceremonies that you participate, and then tell me that what you're doing is not a cult. If I go to Wikipedia and have a look at the word cult, it says, the word cult pejoratively refers to a group whose beliefs or practices are considered abnormal or bizarre. Okay, so it seems like we found why religions are not defined and considered cults, but what we're doing at Destiny is, even though we don't have any kind of ceremonies and rituals and nothing like that, not even mantras that he accuses us of having. I will go into that, but before that, let me just finish this part. So yes, all the rituals and ceremonies that are performed by priests and monks and all that are not considered part of a cult, because it is just not abnormal or bizarre to the majority of the population, because it has been part of their existence, because everybody was born into a ritual. The culture of each country in itself is a cult, but it's not considered a cult, even though in the word culture there's the word cult, because everybody was born in the culture, and it's not abnormal or bizarre. It has become part of the subconscious of the population, of the nation. It's just part of it. So, is Destiny a cult? No. And if you see Destiny as a cult, it's simply because you haven't actually investigated, looked at the material, and applied things that we've suggested by yourself, for yourself, to realize yourself as equal and one to everything that exists. So Jordan says that the content of the videos is scary shit. So I'm quoting, he says it's scary shit, what he sees. Now this is obviously a reflection of his experience when looking at the videos. It has nothing to do with the videos, it has only to do with himself and his idea and perception about what we're doing, about what is being said. As I said before, what we're saying at Desteni goes against his beliefs and perceptions and opinions about the world and how things should be, etc., etc. And therefore he's afraid, and he attacked us in a sense by making this video. And this can clearly be seen in his own words when he says this is scary shit, because the shit that we're saying is scaring the shit out of him. And that's the only reason he said it's scary shit. It only is reflecting what he believes about Desteni, nothing else. He accuses us of having mantras. Okay, this is one thing that I have to make clear. At Desteni, we do use a specific group of words to start a sentence that have us see and realize how we have deceived ourselves. These words are the following: I forgive myself, I have accepted and allowed myself to. Now these words are the beginning of the self-forgiveness statements that we apply in order to see the bullshit that is within us, that we have accepted and allowed ourselves. There you go. I mean, it's not that we're just saying the words because they sound nice. We're saying these words because they are specific, and because within them, as we speak them, as we mean each and every single word, we are taking responsibility for that which we have accepted and allowed ourselves to think and believe and feel, etc. It's not that it's a mantra and we bang our heads against the wall and say the same thing over and over again. We do not, it's not, the beginning is one part of it. What comes after has to come from your realization of what you realize to be dishonest with yourself. So if I become angry at something or somebody, then I speak the words, I forgive myself, I have accepted and allowed myself to become angry at this person, instead of realizing that this anger is an energetic experience that I'm having within me and that I haven't fully understood up till now why I was having it. I forgive myself, I haven't accepted and allowed myself to realize that I have become, that I'm acting in an angry way because I am acting out of my personality, out of my beliefs, and as such, I forgive myself. I have accepted and allowed myself to believe that this experience and these thoughts and these ideas and this moment of anger is real, when in fact it is me who is creating it. So this is an example. Within this you see, and within this you stop being angry, because you realize that the anger, it's doing you no good. And you move from that, and you leave it, and you stop the anger, and you move on. Go to the next moment, whatever there is to face, you face again. If there's points you have to forgive, you forgive again, etc., etc. So it is not a mantra per se, where you just say the same thing and you do not actually mean it. You're just saying it because you're saying it.